Okay, so I am doing this week's weekly wisdom outside while I'm hiking. And on the one hand, it's great because when I'm out in nature, I get a lot of insights about things. On the other hand, while I'm making this video, I look like I've been camping outside for a couple days. So, hello to you. And I would say that what came up this time when I was out camping was a lot about self-love and self-worth. And the biggest takeaway I had was just you have to love your scars. You have to love the worst parts of yourself because you attract at the level of your self-worth. You attract at the level of your self-love. The thing is though, we're not one thing. You don't love, if you're John, you don't love all of John. Or if you love John, you don't love all of John. You're 1,000 different pieces. Your shame, your guilt, your pride, your joy, your laughter, your humor. There's so many different parts of you, and it's so easy to say, I love the parts of me that are a contribution to society, or I love the parts of me that are pro-social, or I love the parts of me that are really easy to be with. But when you're talking about energetics and you being a magnet to something, you are a magnet to the ability of your self-worth, as in what you feel worthy for is what you're attracting in. And because you're multiple pieces, you're only attracting in really at every level. So the part of you that feels the least worthy, kind of like the weakest link, like you're only as strong as your weakest link, you're only as magnetic to the part that you deem the least worthy. That is really the barometer, or that's the standard that you're bringing in. So you have to love your scars. You have to include the parts of you that are less than pretty, less than acceptable, less than what society deems worthy. And instead of repressing it and pushing it to the side, you have to take it in and take responsibility and accountability that this is also you. This is also part of who you are. Your avoidance of conflict is who you are. Your childhood trauma is who you are. Your relationship with your parents is who you are. All those things that you feel that are less than acceptable, or you wouldn't want those parts representing you, then you won't be able to actually bring in everything that you want. By including them and by loving them and accepting them and giving them a name, not changing them. Notice I'm not saying changing them or evolving them or finding like why they really are beautiful. Like, don't do that. But just include them under your name and identity and accept them. And that's how you're actually going to bring in more to your life. I'm noticing also while I was camping last night, I realized just, who I'm bringing in relationships is only equal to the parts of me that I feel shame around. I bring in wonderful, wonderful people, but they can only go as far as I allow them to come in, because I avoid the parts of me that I don't like. So therefore I bring in people who won't notice the parts of me that I don't like. And if I accept those pieces of myself, then the quality of relationships I can have, the depth of intimacy will be totally different. So I hope that's understandable. You can only be a magnet for the parts of yourself that you like the least. That is the barometer of your level of magnitude. That is the strength of your magnet. Because you're always being a magnet to everything. But the way that the world is picking up on what you want, it's taking you in as a whole. And therefore there are pieces of you that don't believe they deserve anything. So bring those pieces in, love them, accept them, say they too deserve things. They too are worthy of all the things that you want. And yeah, let's see what happens then. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful week.